Welcome back, everybody, to another dicondissectional production hosted by Deathstroke9. Today we're going to be reacting to Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. It has been far too long since we've done a Dire Straits song. I'm excited to check this out. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you enjoy these types of videos. My name is Daniel. Here we react to music, and I try to figure out what the music and the lyrics mean to me personally. Then at the end of every video, we do research on the songs, figure out what it meant to the artists. And how it was created and stuff, and what the lyrics mean. And then we also enjoy some great music. Okay, here we go. I just want to get into it. Thank you for joining me. 3, 2, 1. Brothers in Arms. Very excited for this. 7 minutes long. I think we're in for something good here.
These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in arms.
Wow. There's such a weight.
Through these fields of destruction,
Drums came in. Let's go.
baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle reached high, and though it didn't hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms. There's so many different worlds.
Let's just keep going.
So many different suns, and we have just one world, but we live in different ones. Every man has to die, but it's written in the stars, in every line in your heart. We're fools to make war on our brothers in arms.
Better not be. Oh. Wow. Wow. That was crazy. I'm like freaking like tearing up right now. Did not expect that to happen. I'm not like sad or anything, you know? I just suddenly like had this like rise of emotion as the song was fading out. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Oh my God. That was, yeah, wow. All right. First of all, like I said, I was trying to say a minute ago, there's an incredible weight to those, to like, it's like ominous almost, the way he's singing, the way the guitar is playing, everything about this song. It's like it's a building, ponderous, slow, powerful movement, you know, where we're and it doesn't ever like it doesn't change that tempo, you know? It just swells and gets bigger and even more powerful as it goes on. And there's like a restrained quality to it. It's really good. This is by far my favorite song that I've heard by Dire Straits so far. Let me know what other songs by them I should check out down below in the comments. And thank you to all the people who requested this song. Yeah, wow. Jeez, that was awesome. And that beginning instrumental intro or whatever, that was. I want to listen to it again. I'm probably going to listen to the song again when I finish recording. Wow. All right. This song was released in '85 as the closer to the album of the same name. That does feel like it could be a good closer for an album. The video shows images of World War I, which corresponds with the theme of the song about war and brothers in arms. The song is about the brotherly bonds forged. Hey, I kind of picked up on that. That's good. Forged by the destructive fire and pains of war, a bond between soldiers on both sides of the trenches. It focuses on the Falklands War, which was going on when Dire Straits lead singer Mark Knopfler wrote the song in '82. The Falklands War was a conflict between Argentina and the United Kingdom over islands off the coast of Argentina that each country claimed rights to. A new version of the song was released in 2007 by Knopfler in order to raise money to bring veterans of the war back to the Falklands as a way to treat their PTSD. The song is reported to be the first ever released as as a CD single. It was released in the UK in '85. Let's take a look at these lyrics. Wow. All right. I was so drawn in by the music. I did hear some of what he was saying and kind of picked up on that, it being about like the bonds between soldiers in a war and also like a longing to get out at the same time. But this, like, yeah, it's crazy. Like shared trauma or even just going through something, you know, like a war or really anything. Like I said a minute ago, some type of shared harrowing experience can really bring people together because once you're with those people through those experiences, brings you closer because you both experienced this thing that most people haven't. um, yeah, I don't know. War's awful though, so there's that. Okay, the mist-covered mountains are a home now for me. He realizes he is too badly wounded and will die soon. He will never move on from the place where he has fallen in battle. The opening line is inspired by an old Scottish poem known as The Mist-Covered Mountains of Home. Mark also arranged the song for use on the soundtrack for the film Local Hero under the title The Mist-Covered Mountains. Okay. But my home is the lowlands and will always be. As he lies dying on a foreign battlefield, he thinks back to his home country. The sense of belonging there creates a contrast that implies that fighting in this war was not some destiny. He's losing his life for a battle that never should have been fought in the first place. The Lowlands is the name of the southern region of Scotland where Mark Knopfler, the singer, was born. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms. Most of the soldiers in the big wars are civilians who were recruited or people who volunteered. Usually farmers and people living in rural areas see war as a chance to help their country and better themselves. Soon they'll return to where they came from and the war will end. And you'll no longer burn to be brothers in arms. Yeah, that line also kind of gave me this impression of like a young man hearing about war and wanting to do exactly what that thing just said, or a young person. It doesn't have to be a young man, you know what I mean? Where he hears about, war and is like, "Oh, I'm going to serve my country, everything will be heroic and everything will be fine." When the reality of, war is that it's barbaric and slaughtering people and you could die and end up doing morally ambiguous things. And a lot of times you're fighting for big corporations that don't give one single damn about you, which is the plot line for quite a few books, where someone thinks that they know what war is going to be like and then it turns out being very different. So anyway, so you'll no longer burn. It's like we want to be. But again, I could be totally wrong. That's just what I thought when I was hearing him say that. The soldiers on the battlefield are brought together by their shared experiences, suffering, and reliance on each other for survival, which creates a strong bond between them. However, the war is over. When the war is over, they have returned to their peacetime lives, the intensity of these bonds will gradually diminish as they return to their different lives and their wartime experiences fade into the past. Alternatively, there is double meaning here. Many of these bonds will have been forged during the fire of battle. Hence, they no longer will have to burn to be brothers in arms, as their comradeship, their camaraderie will endure in the shared memories of their hardships and sacrifices for each other. Yes, that one. That's the one positive here. All right. Through those fields of destruction, baptism of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle raged higher. And though they did hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms. He's looking around and like seeing that these people are still here with him. He could even be looking around and he's like the last person on the ground, slowly like bleeding out. And he looks over and sees, his fallen comrades all around him. And he's like, "Thank you for not deserting me." It's a very, like I said, heavy, powerful song. All right, baptism refers to a ritual or rite of passage of some sort. Here, the baptism of fire is what's making them brothers in arms, similar to baptism in holy water being a rite of passage in Christianity. Furthermore, baptism of fire specifically means being welcomed into something through pain or destruction or suffering. The soldiers are being made brothers through their comradeship during the horrors of war. He has watched them all suffer in the war, but did not leave them and stayed by their side, and they did the same to him. That's the true meaning of being brothers in arms. Later, it is revealed that brothers in arms are not only the people on your side of the front, but everybody fighting. This could mean that the soldier had to see everyone suffer on both sides, and both sides' sufferings hurt him. That's crazy, and a very powerful ending statement to make for this song. And let's see, where was I? I think it's very interesting that they're gonna kind of start the song with, what most people would think of when they're thinking of war. We're on one side, but then they're gonna end and reveal that it's like everybody that we're fighting for. Also, that those words reminded me a little bit of like Forrest Gump, the one part where he goes back, to save his friend. Anyway, there's so many different worlds, so many different suns, and we have just one world, but we live in different ones. Even though every one of the 7 billion inhabitants of our planet live in the same piece of rock floating in space, we all perceive the world differently and feel like we live in different worlds due to all the different religions, beliefs, cultures, and just our perceptions and stuff. And everybody's brain and body being built differently, everyone's perception is different of everything. So while we should be able to agree and live peacefully together, we should still try to separate us from others, and force others to submit to the convictions we stand for instead of accepting theirs. In the book of Genesis, this is in a side comment, by the way. The book of Genesis chapter 11 tells the story of the Tower of Babel. The story was about a united humanity all having the same culture and speaking the same language. They sought to build a tower which would be so tall that it would reach unto heaven. God came down to earth and saw what the humans were trying to do and scattered them all over the world, giving them different languages. This was the point of the cultural differences Knopfler speaks of began, according to the Bible. The reference to different worlds is also a play on the first, second, and third world concept that was commonly used in the 80s. All right. Then an instrumental break, then we come to the end. Now the sun is going to hell, and the moon is riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die. But it's written in the starlight, and every line in your palm. Wow. We're fools to make war on our brothers in arms. And I feel that little bit of emotion again. This song is extremely powerful. Wow. Like I wasn't even realizing how much it was impacting me while listening to it. But then when it was like over, I was like, oh man. Heaven and hell are mixing. The sun, which represents the light, is going down, while the moon, representing the darkness, is rising high in the sky. This is the essence of war, where heaven and hell all mix up, especially when one of our brothers in arms have died. Means the sun set and it is night, with the soldier dying at the end of the day. Sun and moon here mean life and death. Saying the sun's going to hell, moon's riding high, means that his time has come and he will soon die. Then, this line introduces a double meaning to earlier lyrics regarding the soldier's home. The implication here is that the song's narrator is a soldier who has been killed in action during a battle, and his home is now the battlefield where he fell. This also adds further pathos to the narrator's reflections on the tragedy and futility of war, as he himself is one of its victims. This line's incredible. Two destiny metaphors very commonly used. One implies that our fates, including death, are written in the stars. The other is the lifeline theory on the palm of the hand, which some people say shows how long your life will be. And then we come to the end. The brothers in arms are not just his fellow British soldiers. It's every soldier, enemy as well as ally. Enemy as well as ally. On the inside, we're all human and alike, so making war seems unnecessary. The simplicity and almost childish naiveness, whatever, of the sentence "we're fools to make war" is subtly saying how obviously wrong war is. It does not need a description. It's stated as direct as possible. War is bad. The dying man is acquainted in that hour with the vanity of life's struggle. Absolutely incredible song. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to listen to it again. See you guys soon. Deathstroke 9 out.